Rep. Tom Marino, RPA.com has withdrawn his name from consideration as America's drug czar, President Trump said Tuesday. Marino is stepping back days after reports that a bill he sponsored hindered the Drug Enforcement Administration in its fight against the U.S. Opioid crisis. A joint report by The Washington Post and 60 Minutes found that Marino's bill helped pump more painkillers into parts of the country that were already in the middle of the opioid crisis, as NPR's Kelly McEvers said earlier this week. The bill was opposed by the DEA and embraced by companies in the drug industry. Marino was a main backer of the Ensuring Patient Access and Effective Drug Enforcement Act. Among other things, the bill changed the standard for identifying dangers to local communities, from imminent threats to immediate threats. The change cramped the DEA's authority to go after drug companies that didn't report suspicious, and often very large, orders for narcotics. In the Senate, the bill was sponsored by Sen. Orrin Hatch, Republican Utah, who also saw it through the markup process. In Congress and on Twitter, Hatch has defended his role this week, calling the Post story flawed and one-sided. Hatch also said the bill was supported by patient groups who were concerned about DEA's unfettered enforcement authority. "I spent months negotiating with DEA and with DOJ until they were at a point where they were comfortable allowing the bill to proceed," Hatch said on Capitol Hill Monday. "If they had asked me to hold the bill or to continue negotiations, I would have done so." Hatch noted via Twitter, President Obama signed this bill into law. DEA and DOJ, who work for the president, could have urged him to veto it. They did not. Tens of thousands of Americans are dying from drug overdoses each year. In its preliminary report about the opioid crisis, President Trump's Commission on Combating Drug Addiction and the Opioid Crisis said in August that with approximately 142 Americans dying every day, America is enduring a death toll equal to 11 every 3 weeks. Here's how Washington Post reporter Scott Hyam described the process of Marino's bill becoming law. In his interview with Kelly McEvers, "We've obtained internal memos, emails, other documents from the DEA and from the Justice Department that show that the DEA and the Department of Justice for many years was opposed to this. They had written memos. They had written emails saying this is going to upend our ability to go after these companies. Why are you doing this?" And Marino had introduced this legislation in 2014, and the DEA got it killed, and in 2015, and the DEA got it killed. And then there was a change in leadership. Eric Holder stepped down. Loretta Lynch took over the AG's office. And then there was a new DEA administrator who came in who said that, "I think that we need to work with these people." And there was also enormous amounts of pressure being placed on the DEA by Capitol Hill to pass this bill. And it was at the behest of the pharmaceutical industry. In fact, the bill was written by a pharmaceutical industry attorney, D. Lyndon Barber, who used to be a DEA attorney. A senior DEA attorney. So it's, you know, the classic kind of revolving door in Washington. The president had nominated Marino to lead the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy. In his tweet announcing Marino's decision to withdraw Tuesday morning, Trump added, "Tom is a fine man and a great congressman.